You wake up tired. Not physically. Something deeper. You want to care. You want to move. But nothing inside you reaches forward. So you tell yourself the easiest explanation. I'm lazy. But what if laziness isn't the problem? What if your identity simply learned how to disappear? Visual, slow-moving light patterns. You weren't always like this. There was a time when you felt sharper. More opinionated. More alive. Now, you drift. You do what's expected. You respond when needed. You keep things running. But when it comes to initiating, starting projects, dreaming ahead, asserting what you want, your mind goes quiet. Not chaotic. Not anxious. Just blank. And the blankness is the most confusing part. Because laziness is supposed to feel indulgent. This doesn't. This feels heavy. Muted. Like your inner voice stepped back and never returned. Visual, person walking alone at night. Psychologically, this experience often gets mislabeled. By society. By productivity culture. By you. But what's happening here isn't a failure of willpower. It's a pattern of identity withdrawal. Let's say this clearly. You are not defective. You are not weak. And you are not lazy. Your nervous system did exactly what it was designed to do. It adapted. In psychology, adaptation is not always loud. Sometimes it looks like silence. When an environment consistently signals that your needs are inconvenient, your emotions create friction, your authentic reactions cause tension, the brain learns a strategy. Reduce signal. Less expression. Less desire. Less self. Not because you don't have one, but because having one felt unsafe, pointless, or costly. Visual, abstract brain animation. This isn't collapse. It's camouflage. The brain's primary job is not happiness. It's survival. And survival favors efficiency. Over time, your brain tracks patterns like a statistician. When effort doesn't lead to reward. When initiative leads to conflict. When authenticity leads to rejection. Dopamine circuits begin to downregulate. Dopamine isn't just pleasure. It's anticipation. It's the chemical signal that says, this action is worth initiating. When anticipation repeatedly fails, the brain stops proposing action altogether. Not consciously. Automatically. At the same time, another system steps in. The default mode network. The part of the brain involved in self-referential thought. Starts going quiet. Why? Because identity requires feedback. And when feedback has been neutral, dismissive, or invalidating for too long, the brain reduces self-referential processing to conserve energy. This is why you don't feel like yourself anymore. Not because you lost your identity, but because your brain put it on standby. Imagine your identity like a room with a dimmer switch. Not an on-off switch. A dimmer. Early in life the light was bright. You explored. You expressed. Then came moments where brightness caused problems. So the brain adjusted. Slightly dimmer. Then again. And again. Until one day you walk into the room and think, the light's broken. But it is. It's just turned very low. Laziness assumes the switch is off because you don't care. This model says something different. You learn to conserve light. This isn't about pushing yourself. Force is what caused the shutdown in the first place. This is about reintroducing signal. Here are 5 psychologically grounded principles. Not habits. Not motivation tricks. Reconditioning. Your brain currently associates having an identity with effort. Opinions. Goals. Desires. All of it feels heavy. So don't start with who do I want to be? That question activates threat circuits. Instead start smaller. What feels slightly less draining? Neuroscience shows that approach motivation rebuilds when cognitive load drops. Less pressure equals more signal. Motivation is dopamine dependent. Permission is safety dependent. Your nervous system isn't asking for excitement. It's asking for reassurance. Permission to be slow. To be uncertain. To not perform. Psychologically, safety precedes agency. Always. Laziness focuses on output. Healing focuses on energy flow. Notice what drains you. Notice what quietly restores you. Even if it's subtle. This rebuilds interoceptive awareness, your brain's ability to sense internal states. And interoception is the foundation of identity. Say I prefer this, without explaining why. Preference is the smallest unit of self. In behavioral psychology, repeated micro-choices rebuild self-efficacy. Not because they're big, because they're yours. When identity reemerges, there's often a void. No passion, no clarity, just boredom. This isn't failure. It's neural reorganization. Your brain is recalibrating salience, deciding what matters again. Don't rush it. Here's the simple mental model. Your sense of self is a signal. Your brain reduced it to survive. Now it needs gradual reamplification. Not through intensity, through consistency and safety. Think of it like tuning a radio. Too fast and it's noise. Too forced and it shuts off. But slow adjustments bring clarity. Visual radio dial slowly tuning. One day you'll notice something subtle. A preference forming. A reaction returning. A thought that says, I want. Not loudly. Not dramatically. Just honestly. And you'll realize something. You were never lazy. You were protecting what little self you had left. Now you're learning how to invite it back. Gently. Patiently. On your own terms.